Hi, everybody. Bill Prince here, and I'd like to welcome you to the spring semester of American Government and Politics for 2017. I'd like to welcome you to this little video introduction to the course. As you could see from the announcements, I'm going to be out of town this Wednesday and Friday up at some required meetings that I need to be at in Jefferson City, Missouri, and I'll be back in town next Monday where we can meet in person and really get this thing started. But what I wanted to do for this very first day was just spend a couple of minutes with you talking about course expectations, going over the syllabus just a little bit, and a couple of other things. First of all, if you have reached me and are hearing the sound of my melodious voice, you have navigated your way through the OTC webpage at MyOTC and have made it to the new online learning system that OTC is adopting called Canvas. Canvas is a replacement for their traditional Blackboard online learning system that many of you are probably familiar with. This is the first semester that we've used this particular platform, so both you and I are sort of going to learn along with each other. What I have found so far is that it seems like it's a pretty good system and makes things a lot more intuitive and easy to find, so hopefully you will find that to be the case as well. One thing I do want to mention to you is that this is obviously not an online class. We are going to do the bulk of our work and discussions and tests and so forth in the seated classroom environment, but I always like to have a relatively vibrant online presence as well. And usually what I will do on the online classes is you will always be able to find the PowerPoint lectures posted here. You'll be able to find your assignments here, and more importantly, and I guess for purposes of saving paper, you'll be able to see the syllabus here and submit most of your assignments online as well. So that's why I enjoy having an online component to a seated class. So let's get to the class really quickly here, and we're going to go to a thing called announcements. There we go. And I think probably I'm not exactly sure what your home page is going to look like when you log on, but the first thing you'll probably want to do each and every time that you get onto the class is to go to the announcements page, because I will be updating this no less frequently than weekly, and occasionally during the week. For example, if there's an extra credit opportunity coming up, a speaker coming into town that I think you might be interested in seeing, weather related announcements and things of that nature. So always make sure to check on the announcements page first thing, and then again, very simple. You just click onto the announcements, and voila, there it is. And what you'll find is that weekly, I'm a big music fan, and usually I'll post a video that may or may not have something to do with the topic of the week. This introductory one is Michael Franti and Spearhead. It's good to be alive today. So I hope you enjoy those. They're just kind of for fun. The next spot that you'll want to go to is the syllabus page. There it is. And you simply click on that, and let's see what happens. There we go. It'll bring the syllabus up to you in a Word document. And again, what I would ask for you to do is review the syllabus, and we're going to go to the module here in a minute, and there'll be an assignment, a couple of assignments that have to do with the syllabus. One will be to let me know that you have responded or have read and reviewed the syllabus, and you'll respond to me that you have done so. And then there's going to be kind of a Know Thy Syllabus quiz where you can get some points for reviewing the syllabus. But syllabuses or syllabi, I guess is the correct term, have gotten quite lengthy over the course of time, and this one is no different. I'm sure you will see, but you guys can read through all this. Lots of links built into it. But first, there we go. So here's the stuff that's probably most of interest to you, what you have to do to get an A in the class. And so here's a breakdown of the assignments, and you can see that there's a final and there'll be a midterm. There's weekly chapter assignments. There are current event articles that we will be doing. Talk about both of those here in just a minute. There's going to be a lot of in-class assignments and and quizzes. There's a Constitution worksheet. There'll be a brief final project. You'll get some points for reviewing the syllabus, and so there's a total of 1,000 possible points involved. Let me talk to you just a minute, if I could, about the attendance policies at OTC. OTC has an expectation that you will be attending class on a regular basis. You know, I always tell people this, you will not maintain employment at a job that you show up to 50% of it the time. You will not maintain employment at a job that you miss once or twice a week. Getting into the habit of being where you need to be on a daily basis is an extremely important skill that has served me well over the many years that I have inhabited this planet. In any event, OTC has an administrative withdrawal policy that essentially allows me, not only allows me, but mandates me to remove you from the course if you miss 2 consecutive weeks of class time. So, for example, this class meets 3 days a week. So if you miss Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday over the course of 2 weeks, you will be administratively withdrawn. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that you can attend class on Monday, miss Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then show up on the following Monday and not get administratively withdrawn from the class. And that became very apparent over the course of the last semester. So here's what I will tell you about administrative withdrawal and attendance. If you engage in that latter policy, you will not be dropped from the class. However, you will not pass the class. It is as simple as that. There will be assignments that will be done in class. Those could take the forms of quizzes, 1-minute assignments, a whole variety of things. But there's basically going to be graded work virtually every day of the class that we are there. And if you are absent, that work is not make-upable, if that is a word. If you choose to be gone, you will not be able to make up that in-class quiz, that in-class assignment, or whatever it was that we did for points that day. No exceptions. Now, having said that, and realizing that life happens to us all, there are days when our cars won't start. There are days when the weather is bad enough that some of us can get in and others can't. There are days when we get sick or when our children get sick, and I understand that. And so I have built into the class 3 what I call mulligans, which means that those are free. If you're gone and you want to use a mulligan to get the points that day, that's fine. No questions asked. You get 3 of those, however, and thereafter you just don't get the points. It's as simple as that. Coming to college, teaches you not only the substantive material of the course, but also how to be a dependable and predictable human being. And when you're missing, extensive periods of class, you're not getting anything out of it. So that's why I've gotten a little bit hardcore in terms of this attendance and this in-class work. Now, if there's legitimate reasons that go beyond the 3 that you can't be to class, we'll talk about it. But you've got to assume that the general rule is that you miss more than the 3 classes, and you don't get to make up those assignments. So that's administrative withdrawal policy. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. And then you can go through the rest of the syllabus and review all the good stuff that's in there. At the very end, I have kind of put together for you the schedule and assignments, and we're going to talk about these assignments in a little bit more detail here in a second. But you can see that I've got it pretty well laid out, each and every course date and generally what we're going to be covering that day, along with the assignments and when they were due. So again, any questions about the syllabus, please don't hesitate to contact me on that. All right, back to Canvas, and we're going to go to modules now, I hope. There we go. And so Canvas puts everything into the ability to create modules. And so what I'll be doing is creating a module basically for each chapter, and then as you can see, I've got dates assigned when we'll be covering those chapters. Now we may, catch up. We may go get ahead of ourselves. Usually, my classes we tend to fall behind, and so we may not exactly be talking about that particular topic that particular day. But if there is an assignment due, that assignment is due whether we've gotten to the material or not, or whether we've gone past it or not. So you can rely on the due dates that you'll find under the assignment. So as you can see at this point, I've got the introduction to class, January the 18th, which is our first day of class. And a couple things here. First of all, there is an I have read and understand the syllabus. And again, you just click on that. And again, just ask you to tell me that I have read and understand the syllabus, and do so, and 5 easy points will come your way. Additionally, there is, let's see, go back there, the Know Thy Syllabus quiz. Click on that. And what this will require you to do, as you can see, I've not published it for you yet, but will. What this will allow you to do is go through and answer some questions about the syllabus, and again, 15 pretty easy points there for you. Okay, let's go back again. There we go. So that's the 18th. Now again, unfortunately, I have to be gone this Friday as well. So there will be added to the chapter 1 discussion a chapter 1 lecture. So I will record a lecture similar to what we're doing here, talking about some of the material in the first chapter that I would ask that you watch in lieu of class that day. But generally speaking, each week you'll be able to get on there, and again, if you click this link, I'm not going to do that right now, but you'll be able to find the PowerPoint slides that you can print out and bring to class with you, and you want to keep notes on those, that's fine. There will be an assignment associated with each module. As you can see, this one is due on January 25th, and again, click on that. Hopefully that'll open up. And again, pretty simple. You go through here. It's going to look a little bit different for you because this is the instructor page. But again, review the questions, answer those questions, and then you'll hit submit, and then I'll be able to grade those for you online, and your grades will be online. We're not going to have paper all over the place. If for whatever the reason you don't want to do it this way, that's acceptable as well, and I will accept paper assignments as well. But really basic, getting on to whoops, I just had somebody text me there, and we're going to try to get that off. Maybe. This is my son texting me about a football game today, and I don't know exactly how we get rid of him. Let's see. All right, I'm going to pause for a minute, and we'll come right back on. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. My son was texting me about the results of a football game. In any event, so this is the assignment. Again, you can type everything electronically and submit it. So there'll be a chapter assignment for each of the 14 chapters that we do. I'm going to go back here a minute. And this is what most people have questions about, the weekly articles. Now, every week, I'm going to ask that you do an article. I will give you the source, and then ask that you select an article from that source. All I ask is that the article be about politics or government. And that's either international, domestic, local. I don't care, but make sure it has to do with politics or government. I don't want sports stories or movie reviews or record reviews, unless you can somehow make those relevant to politics and government. But here's how you do that, okay? So the first week, you'll see it's the New York Times. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to go to my browser there. There we go. And I'm going to set my microphone down, and I'm going to type in New York Times, maybe. There we go. And then you simply go to the NewYorkTimes.com. And most every link or every article that you have will be the name of the publication and the link. And so here's the New York Times. This is for Sunday, December the 11th. And again, if you're having trouble finding political articles, generally speaking, you can go right up here to the top, and there's one that says politics. So you can click that. So the big story in the day today, anyway, has to deal with what's going to be done about these reports that the Soviets meddled in our last election. And so if this is any article that is of interest to you, just click on that. Read it. Tell me what you think about it. Do you think it's biased? What position does it come from? One of the things that we're going to do over the course of the class is these media sites are going to be from all over the place. They're going to be liberal. They're going to be very conservative. They're going to be progressive. They're going to be humorous. They're going to be middle of the road. And again, what I want you to do is get a wide perspective of the news information sources out there, because we keep talking about and hearing about all this fake news. And the only way you can sniff out fake news is to read a bunch of it and then figure, not fake news, but read a bunch of news and then figure out what is true and what is not. But anyway, so all you got to do for this is just click in your browser, and we're going to copy that link. There we go. Okay, then we're going to go back to that. And then we're going to go to the assignment. And again, I think yours may look a little different than mine from the student view. But all you got to do, and again, you'll have a text box that you can submit this in. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to edit this just to show you kind of how the process works. You'll actually be able just to submit yours directly to the thing. But anyway, so all you got to do then is just paste that link. There it is. And look at that, automatic comes up. And then, I selected this article because blah, 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 blah. And again, why did you select the article? What did you think of it? Just a real short paragraph is all you got to tell me. And that's 15 points. And that's 15 pretty low-hanging fruit points. So really, that's all you need to do. And then you'll hit submit. And then again, it comes to me and it'll be graded. No fuss, no muss. Again, if you want to do it, the old-fashioned way where you can just print off the article and then write on the back of it why you picked it, that's fine too. But again, I do kind of prefer the online submissions. So we're going to get out of the edit there. Let's see, how does it let me do that? Okay, back to announcements again. To the modules. There we go. Okay, so that's that, and so each and every week, again, it's going to be laid out pretty much the same. Occasionally there might be a video link there that'll ask you to answer some questions. Again, just you pay attention to the module and the syllabus, and you should be in pretty good shape. So, hopefully it's pretty basic, brief understanding of what we're going to be doing this class, this semester, and sort of the things that you need to do to do well. As I will mention to you when I see you in person, it's usually harder to do poorly in my class than to do well in my class. You almost have to go out of your way not to turn things in and not to do the works to do poorly. But some people try that for whatever the reason, but I know you guys will be fine on that. So any questions, any comments, any concerns, email me, phone me. My number's in the syllabus, and I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm sort of a computer bug, so I'm always on or close to a screen, and so I usually will be back in touch with you pretty quickly after you leave a message or send me an email. And so I do look forward to meeting with you all. Again, I apologize for the first 2 days that I have to be gone, but please go to the Chapter 1 lecture and watch that. I will just tell you now, there will be an opportunity to receive some points, but you have to watch the lecture to do that. So we will talk with you soon, and have a great day.